Hello, everybody. Opie here. I want to just talk about Persona 4 Revival, and I thought I'd do a tier list of all of the romanceable options in Persona 4. This will be basically my own tier list of my own personal opinions and my own personal thoughts about the characters themselves. This is in no way, shape, and form a detailed super list that's supposed to be like the most 100% accepted list on the planet, but it's my list nonetheless. So enjoy the video if you want to. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like. I don't mind. Here we go. Number 8, Chie Satonaka. Now, before we get into this, I do like Chie Social Link. I like her as a character. I like her for all the reasons why other people like her, but I don't really think that she's romanceable option material. She doesn't really have any, interest in the main character aside from trying to find out who he is because he's from out of town and he's not from Yaso Inaba, and he is a new person in an old town that she has lived in for all of her life. I don't think that there's really any romantic intent in there for Yu Narukami to go after Chie Satonaka, and plus she's supposed to be like the central love interest for Yosuke anyway, so that's just my opinion on that. Number 7, Ayane Matsunaga. Now, to be completely fair, I never really had the opportunity to romance Ayane as an option. I always chose the drama club, and I never went with the secondary option for the Sun Arcana until about my third playthrough of Persona 4 on the PlayStation 2. So I never really had the opportunity to do this, but I don't really like this romance as an option because, for one, she kind of has this whole self esteem issue thing that I'm not really vibing with. And on top of the fact that her entire goal at the very end of this comes to nothing because she doesn't stand up for herself or bring up her self-esteem in any way, shape, and form. She just allows everybody to trample over her and says that maybe one day she promises to not let people trample over her. So I find that to be an issue, not just for her, but for the committed time that I put into doing this. What the hell? Number 6, Risei Kujikawa. The problem I have with Risei Kujikawa is simply the fact that it doesn't feel like the slow burn romance that we get out of Persona 3 and 5. With Yukari and An, it's kind of a slow burn thing where the attraction is there and the connection is there, but there's a slow burn that eventually leads up to eventual romance later on down the line. For Risei, she's literally attached to you at the hip. She's stalking you. She actively harasses you every single opportunity that she gets. And on top of that, she also gets to the point where it's very uncomfortable to be around her because every time that you even speak out loud, it's like she's glazing you. I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. It's like her character was designed to be the ultimate fangirl, and she will harass the ever living crap out of you until you submit to her and give her your never ending attention. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. Number 5, Naoto Shirogane. Naoto belongs with Kanji. I don't know how else to explain that, but apparently people need to understand that Naoto belongs with Kanji. The entirety of the anime, the entirety of the video games, and the entirety of the novels heavily imply that Naoto and Kanji are supposed to be a thing. They are attracted to each other in some way, shape, and form, or at least Kanji is attracted to Naoto in every way, shape, and form. And the two of them are supposed to be together throughout the entirety of the series. Meanwhile, people specifically go after Naoto because Kanji is also involved, and they just want to date her to get at him for some reason. If you're that kind of person, you don't deserve a friend like Kanji in the first place. You're kind of a piece of garbage. Number 4, Marie. Now, the weird thing about Marie is the fact that she is literally the main character when it comes to the Aeon Arcana and the main character when it comes to the hidden story inside of Persona 4. The fact that she is introduced in Persona 4 Golden as the main character or a secondary main character right next to Yu Narukami is kind of the whole reason why her romance is as high as it is, but the reason why she's not in like the top 3 or the top 2 is mainly given the fact that I have played Persona 4 so many times that I really don't care about the fact that she is the main romanceable option in Persona 4 because there are so many other options that are better than her. If she was introduced in the main Persona 4 game, then maybe I would have chosen her to be number 2, but for right now, she's sitting at number 4 because she came in a little too late. Number 3, Yumi Ozawa. The thing with Yumi's social link is that it can be described with exactly one word and one word alone, and that is depression. She has to talk about her father leaving her and her mother for another woman, then coming back several years later because he ends up having a very deadly illness that eventually kills him by the end of the social link. Then Yumi goes on a depression filled rampage, basically blaming everybody for all of her problems, blaming her father, her mother, and eventually blaming Yu Narukami for everything that's going on with her life, but wants everybody to stay and comfort her because she's obviously going through a freaking lot. By the end of the social link, she ends up in the drama classroom saying that she's going to quit drama, and she gives you two options. Either A, accept that you love her as she says that she loves you, and embrace her, or walk out of the room while her back is turned. And I was not ready for that when I was playing this game for the first time, so I chose to romance her in that option. I feel kind of bad because I feel like I got gaslit. Number 2, Yukiko Amagi. The romance option for Yukiko Amagi is the second best throughout the entirety of the game, and it's because that both Yukiko and Yu have a lot of chemistry when it comes to the actual game, anime, and the manga. The two of them have amazing chemistry with each other, almost like it's natural. The two of them have chemistry with each other whenever they're hanging out underneath that scaffolding, whenever they're hanging out by the riverside, whenever they're stalking the textile shop. They have a lot of chemistry with each other. And she seems to have some sort of emotional connection, or at least romantic attraction, for Yu Narukami as the entirety of the video game goes forward and as her social link starts wrapping up. So that is a good reason to have that. And also, her social link is hilarious whenever she starts standing up to people and she starts growing a backbone, and that's great. But of course, number one for the best romanceable option social link is Ai Ebihara. To be completely honest, Ai Ebihara is the best social link in the entirety of Persona 4, if not probably one of the best social links in the entirety of the Persona franchise as a whole. She has this odd chemistry with Yu Narukami right off the bat. The two of them are connected to each other on an emotional level as well as an attractive level. And there's this insane little feature where you could go through a false romance with her, basically just romancing her and being her boyfriend just because she desires it. And it leads to the false option of actually connecting with her on an emotional level and on a romantic level. Meanwhile, if you decide to be her friend after that point where she asks you to be her boyfriend, you actually go through this little situation where you develop your friendship a lot more, you start hanging out a lot more, you're platonically like more connected to each other, and then she starts developing feelings for you over time, and then you can officially start dating her. It's actually a very well connected story with Ai Ebihara, and it's probably one of the best social links in the entirety of the game. And of course, the honorable mention here is Yosuke Hanamura, because of course Yosuke is going to be in this video because romanceable options in social links in Persona 4 cannot be a thing without Yosuke Hanamura being on the list. Honestly, I don't know if people are actually expecting Yosuke Hanamura to actually be a romanceable option in Persona 4, given the fact that they literally had the material ready to be developed and ready to go in Persona 4 English version whenever it came out. But I don't think that Atlus is going to do that, considering the fact that we've already had like teases for two other major male romanceable options, that being, of course, Ryuji and, of course, being Akechi, both of which didn't go through with anything. So good luck.